Down here at the creek. This is a little creek below my house that I used to go to as a kid all the time. I haven't been down here in a while. I didn't realize that I don't know if y'all can see, but the bridge has officially left us, so I can't get across. So I just came down here. Nice little spot to have a little live talk with you guys. This is gonna be my like trademark, is this bringing this little chair to like cool nature scenes and then talking about some sort of life topic with you guys. Topic of discussion today that I've been really thinking about today is, I don't know if some of you guys have heard of the kaizen philosophy or the kaizen way of living, but it's essentially in short, consistently in doing little things to always improve an aspect of your life. And I think from the bottom of my heart that way of thinking and that way of treating every aspect of your life not only will change your life, but could literally change generations after you, and could change people in your life, people's lives in your life right now. I think that philosophy and that way of living is like principle number one that you should install in yourself at a young age, is always looking to improve in every aspect of your life. I don't think there's a single aspect of anyone's life that they would look at and be like, yeah, I've achieved, or I've done enough in blank, or I've become the absolute best I can become at blank. I think that you can always be doing more. You can always find something to improve on in your job, your school, your schoolwork, your health, your daily habits, the way you present yourself, the way you handle yourself emotionally, the way you everything. Like, there's literally an infinite amount of things that I can name that everybody, including myself and whoever, can always be improving on. And from what I've read and from what I've seen, like the principle or the premise of the kaizen ways, you're kind of given like a blueprint essentially. And I guess what would be the way they looked at it is like if you were given a sword back in the day, you didn't change the sword being who you are as a soul, as a person. You just refined it over time, and more, and refined it more, and refined it more. And over time, it became this beautiful picture of what you have created over time, just by doing these little, what seemed like small things that will add up over time. I think that way of thinking being instilled in you at a young age, or at any age, and just not being comfortable and complacent with where you are at any given point. I think physically, if you are at this spot, you should always be aiming to get to this spot. You shouldn't be okay with just being here. Being here could be a step up from this spot, but I think you should always be striving to be a little more. And I think having that principle for yourself and having that like rule for yourself will not only change your life, but when you practice that over and over, and that's something you're big on, and that's something that you want to instill in other people, or your kids, or like other people in your family, I feel like that way of thinking can literally change lives. Because it doesn't take a huge sacrifice to begin that. It only takes doing a small little thing to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. It could be, well, today I worked out for 20 minutes. Today I'm going to work out for 21 minutes. It could literally be that small. And then the 21 minutes, that one extra minute, light work. The next week, at that same day, let's say it's a Tuesday, now you're working out for 30 minutes, let's say. And then just by you making that 1 minute change, look a year from now you're working out for an hour, and it's nothing. All because of a small, what seemed like small change. Like for me, for example, like I got fed up one day with being overweight. I was tired of it. I was like, crap, like this is stupid. Like I had received some comments from a family member, and that kind of like changed like I was like, I'm tired of this. Like I can't be having this. So I started making small changes to everything I was doing. It was from my eating habits to working out more to this to that, and now it's led to wanting to be a bodybuilder. Like who would have thought? And who knows where you could end up? Who knows where you changing little things day by day can lead to? What it will lead to? You know what I mean? It'll probably lead to a better version of you. Probably. It could even lead to the ideal version of yourself. Possibly. But you don't know if you don't start making those little changes. But the best thing about that principle of life is that it only takes, like, the barrier to entry, essentially, I guess you could say, is very small. You could literally just, like, I don't know. You could use, like, I think a good example for this could be, like, investing your money. You can only invest, I don't know, $10 a week. But through time and through, hopefully, you're trying to move up in the ranks of your job, you begin to earn a higher wage, or maybe you get like some kind of graduation gift, or you get some huge grand sum of money from grandpa or something, I don't know. And then you can start investing a little more. And then with investing that little bit amount of money, you begin the process of learning how to invest your money while still doing the action of investing your money. And then through time, you become better at that. And then with time, you gain the money to start investing your money to invest more. You gain more money so you can invest a little bit more money. And then that just adds up. And all that started because back in 10th grade, you started investing $10 a week into a retirement account or to a portfolio or an investment account or whatever. And you could use that principle for literally anything. You can make the small little changes now to become that person you want to become. And then with that time from now, the gap between now to you becoming your ideal self, whatever that may be, you gain the knowledge and you gain the experience of having done that. And all of that will add up and get you to your ideal self, I believe, all because you started with those small steps that I keep saying. The small steps in the beginning mean so much. You could even say it means everything. Because if you don't start, you never know what you could be, where you could go, unless you take those small steps. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of people's barrier to like maybe working out is like they think there's some big step they gotta take. They gotta do this and 1,000 hours of cardio and 0 food and go to the gym 7 days a week. And it's like, shoddy, it don't take all that. It don't take all that. You gotta understand it just takes small steps of you working up to blank or to whatever. And you just gotta be comfortable with taking those baby steps in the beginning because those baby steps are huge. You can't always be taking baby steps, but I do think beginning and starting, you gotta take baby steps. You gotta take it slow. Because with taking baby steps, you can set like small goals for yourself that will lead you into bigger goals, will create momentum for you to go into bigger goals. You can't just start off with the big goal, and then if you don't reach it, it's over. You gotta start small. That principle of always improving and always wanting to improve in every aspect of your life is huge. This could be always wanting to learn more about the topic you're really interested in or your job. Like if you're really interested in the field you're in, like let's say it's like for me, I'll just use me for an example. Mine's fitness and training. So once I get an idea of how I want to train people with like I'm going to do in person, at home, and online, I'm going to do everything I can to improve my knowledge for said field. I'm always trying to get better physically, always, because that's kind of bodybuilding. You're always trying to get better. You're always trying to improve something. You can use that example with my money and how I invest my money. I'm always trying to figure out the new stock and the new and a new maybe mutual fund I can put my money in that will gain me more money. In all those aspects, I'm always trying to make small changes to improve that will compound over time. That's like the whole premise of the kaizen philosophy, I guess, is like small changes will compound a huge results over time. It's just being comfortable in your soul and your body and your mind that you will do whatever it takes to get from A to B to B to C, from C to D, and so on and so forth. You cannot become complacent with where you're at. I think that's where 95% of society gets screwed up in life, is that they become really complacent with where they're at, because staying where you're at is comfortable. Your brain becomes used to it. It's uncomfortable to go outside the realm of what your brain's comfortable with. But that is where growth is in all aspects. It can be like you have to go beyond levels that you've exerted physically to grow a muscle. You have to go outside of social things that you've done to grow socially. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people get complacent in their life, and you see people that will like be stagnant in a spot their whole life, is that they don't take that next step and get uncomfortable. You got to get uncomfortable to change. You have that's a hard thing to grasp and understand, but it's like that's where the money lies, is you've got to get uncomfortable to change. You have to understand that you need to always, or maybe you have to get uncomfortable to improve, I believe, in some form or fashion. You can't just stay comfortable your whole life and expect to get great results. You have to get uncomfortable in some form or fashion. And I think those are just some principles that you could work on, and I'm working on. All these things I talk about are essentially me dumping my thoughts that I am telling myself to do in life right now to you guys. Because maybe some of y'all can relate to me. Maybe some of y'all are on the same stage I am in life. I'm sure a lot of you are. And just having someone that is kind of maybe on the same wavelength as you, kind of thinking the same things, you know, that's kind of why I make these videos. It's essentially just everything I tell myself. It's essentially in my brain in word form. All these things I talk about are things I'm trying to practice myself. And I think that just these are some principles as a youngin' and as a person in general that you have to install in your mental hardware to become the best you. So I feel like we're given one life. We're all gonna die. So why would you not try and do everything to improve yourself, your loved ones, and the ones that will come after you? I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, why would you want, if you had a bad upbringing, why would you stay comfortable and not want to change that shit? If your whole family has been unhealthy and you know that's not good, why would you stay comfortable? Why would you not break the pattern? If your family's been poor your whole life, why would you do the same shit with your money they did? You've got to like live the kaizen philosophy. I believe everyone should, to always be looking to improve, small by small thing by small thing. You'll look back in a year and be like, holy crap, I'm a different person. Wow. And then when you don't always get those moments, but when you do, it flips a switch in you, I swear, and you're like, it's working, and then you go right back to work. Like, that's where the kind of being proud of yourself thing comes in. Every once in a while you have that moment like, shit, this is working, let's go. And then you head right back down into it, because you know you gotta keep improving, keep finding ways to improve, because you can always do more. And I guess I'll end it with that. Is if you're in a spot right now, and I don't know what POV I could give this from, but if you're just in a spot right now, kind of like a mind rut, just know that you need to be looking for things to improve within your life. Always. And when you start doing that, when you start looking for ways to do your job better, like I've given this analogy a lot. I don't give a shit if I was a busboy, but I always, as much as I hated that job, I always tried to be the best I could be and how I could do my job better each day. When I was a car pusher, I did the exact same thing. Corny as it sounds, I'm trying to be the best car pusher that I can be. How can I do my job better for this? How can I make this customer feel a little bit better in this situation? How can I do this? How can I do that? Blah, blah, blah. And when you apply that to your work, you start applying that to your hobbies that you're interested in. And when you start applying that to your hobbies, you start applying it to ways you treat other people. And then boom, it's just your way of life. So, end it with this. Always make it a goal in your mind to be improving in all aspects of your life. No matter how small the change is, or how small this or that is, it means something. No action will ever go unheard. It'll all pay off eventually, man. Promise you that. And if it's in God's plan for you, it'll happen. It'll pay off. And if it doesn't happen, it never meant to happen. So it's okay. It'll be all right. But just those small changes will add up. You know, it's all worth it. I'm telling you. But I hope you enjoy another life talk down at the creek. And like I said, this is gonna be my thing. I'm gonna bring this chair whenever I have these life talks and put in a cool little nature spot like this. So maybe y'all like the vibe. Essentially, y'all like the whatever. But I'm gonna get out of here. It looks like it's in a storm, but I love you guys. If y'all are enjoying these kinds of videos, let me know. I essentially use these videos as like therapy almost. Like I feel like this camera is like, I know as wacky as it sounds, it's almost like therapy for me. So if y'all are enjoying these videos, let me know. I enjoy making them, so I'm gonna keep making them no matter if you like them or not. But let me know if you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe. The support means more than you know. And by the time y'all see this, I will have my like full day or day in the life vlog up or not. I don't know if this will go up first. I don't know, but we'll see. But I hope you guys have a great night. Whenever you see this, great morning, great day, great week. First quarter of the year is over, so fourth month has begun, whatever. So getting into the year pretty good. But I'm gonna get out of here and go get some medicine for my stepdad and then get home. But I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Y'all can't really see it though. Crap. Whatever. Oh, that was trash. Hell yeah. All right. I'm out of here.